Yo, what's up guys? Another video on the SeiiLuci account. The account is like 20 days running right now, a little bit less. What have I been doing? Well, the main thing is there is going to be a point where I will trade in my Teshar. And that is because my Teshar is from the selective Net 5 event. And as I've mentioned before, on a Lucifer account, if you want to go towards anything PvP related, could be Arena, could be RTA, could be anything, you do have to have a Leo. Now, it was possible to get Leo either from the Summoning Stone rotation currently, or, no, wait, the other way around. From the Summoning Stone rotation, what that was last week, or the Teshar that is from the current Summoning Stone rotation. I didn't get neither. So in that case, I will have to trade my Teshar in for a Leo, which is the best trade you can do. You definitely do need a Leo on an account with a Lucifer. It's just 100% must. I am able to do that because I chose a Teshar before. And then at the bottom of that event, you can actually choose to switch it out later, which I will do towards the end of the event. Might be even doing that pretty soon. But then you might ask, like, okay, you're going to trade in your Teshar. What will do, or what will you do for Giants? Because Giants, everyone is running Teshar, right? Well, I've been on this idea for a while, and that is to use a Julie. And you might ask, how the hell did you get a Julie? Well, getting the Julie, I don't think it is shown anymore because I already did finish it. Yeah, it's like in the Summoner's Way, you have like a choice in that 4. I chose Julie. Plus you have with the event that is over here, you have a few skill ups. And I did manage to skill up Julie fully with that on a perfect rotation. That was actually quite lucky. I will in the end also skill those up because it still helps out for the run itself and that kind of stuff. But yeah. So then the question, does this team already work towards your liking? Not 100%, but it is pretty nice. So first I'll show you how the run goes and what goes wrong. And then I'll talk about what are the runes, how is it working like. So this is very similar to the team that I'm running on my main as well. And as you can see, my Lucifer is just doing by the sliver of health, not enough damage. And the easiest thing, and also this thing is definitely not doing enough damage. But if the Lucifer would do slightly more damage, then the Naomi would have had the chance to actually do skill 2 right away. And that would just speed up the run by quite a bit. But as you can see, if I just get a few more grinds, I might actually have those grinds. I have been running a little bit more R5. But yeah, then that unit still has the S2. If it brands with the brand, my homunculus skill 3 can actually kill. And you can get runs, I think, towards like 24, 25 seconds if everything goes right with all of that. It's mainly that I'm losing a lot of time on the mid boss right now. It is pretty similar to the amount of speed that I'm having for the Teshar team as well. And the interesting thing about this is I actually had to tune down my Julie, which is pretty interesting because the golems work in a way where they have the passive above 50 or yeah, at 50%. And this is where I just hit a little bit too much with the Julie. And that's where you can see that the Lucifer did do a lot less damage because I was hitting on the passive, and the passive threshold is 50%. The moment that I hit on that passive threshold, then you can see that I do a lot less damage. So is this team 100%? I'm not entirely sure. You do have the homunculus in here, and the homunculus makes a lot of things very safe. He gets 2 more turns in with that, and then he just skills from there. So definitely that homunculus is a failsafe. That is pretty much a must that you need to have just to make it safe. Without the Teshar, you definitely do need the homunculus. Would I recommend the Naomi, however? No, the Naomi is more of a thing that I started doing because I could have done a Crow, it could have been an option. Naomi was just a lot easier to rune with the runes that I'm using right now. I would have loved to see a Luna, Lin, or Shaman in this slot. I think all 3 would do better, with Luna, of course, doing best. The other 2 are kind of similar. So let's look at the runes. It is a lot of triple fights. Might you ask, where the hell did you get all of those triple fights? Well, with the coin shop, you at some point have this event where you can get a lot of fight runes, or a lot of runes in the first place. I chose to get a lot of those runes, and all of them were fight. Right now, I'm currently on the spot where it gets a little bit costly to do those, so I think for the current state of the account, it's better trade to actually get mystical scrolls, to maybe get a few 5 stars or 4 stars that I might need. So I will be getting those from now on until the end of the event. So that's where all of my fight runes come from. Plus you have like 4 fight runes that you can choose per day from the event that is in this one. So definitely do get those fight runes in as much as possible. So with all of those fight runes, did do a whole bunch of R5. I showed my R5 team in the previous video. I will briefly look over it in this one as well. But let's focus on this team. We have this, and I actually tuned it down, not necessarily on the runes, but I tuned it down to get pretty bad artifacts. So I just went for as bad artifacts as I could, because my Lucifer's not doing enough damage that if I say my Julie go maximum amount of damage, well, my Lucifer would instantly do like 6k less damage, or because of the passive of the golems. Still, I'm not doing enough damage. I would say that my Lucifer already has kind of okay-ish artifacts. This one could be better on a damage up. This artifact, there is some additional damage. It's not normally what I would really recommend, but this artifact is pretty good. And since I'm using quite a bunch of fights, it does actually stack pretty well. Also, might you ask, what about these will runes? Well, I made the Lucifer in a way, and that's why we'll go back to the R5 team as well. I made the Lucifer in a way where I can use Lucifer in every team. So in this account, I'm going to have everything ruined up at the same time. Dragons is going to be ruined with Lucifer. R5 is going to be ruined with Lucifer. Giants is going to be ruined with Lucifer. And then SFPC, I'm not 100% sure yet what I will do, but probably I will make sure that this Lucifer fits for those two as well. Necro, of course, is not that great with Lucifer. So yeah, this Lucifer, for that reason, needs to have will runes. I don't have that many will runes, so it actually eats the best will runes. Plus, it has fights as well, which are still a few pretty hard grindable spots on, as you can see. Some of them are pretty decent. Artifacts, I would say, are pretty on the okay side. But yeah, it needs a little bit more damage. Well, Prilia, pretty standard, 35 over here. I don't need to go for the 84 speed because there is no Teshar like back and forth with Konomiya, so I can just go full damage on this. Then we have the Homunculus, which is also just as much damage as possible, triple fight, damage on water, and then damage on this as well. And then the reason why I chose for Naomi is because I can focus a lot of damage without having to do any crit rate. And that just helps out an insane amount. Just to do a lot more damage rather than having to focus on a lot of crit rate. If I had to do a Crow, I had to make Crow 100 crit rate, that kind of stuff. Would have been very difficult to do. Artifacts are not that great, but they're kind of okay-ish. So yeah, what do I need to do next is just grind this a little bit more. I'm not sure if I already have those grinds, because I was farming a little bit of R5 earlier. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. Ooh, that's a nice upgrade there for sure. This one, nope, didn't get this one. So there's a few grinds here and there, which I could get a little bit extra stats on, which might just push me over the edge where Lucifer would do enough damage. But I still have to keep in mind that the Julie has to do not too much damage to actually get them in the right threshold and that kind of stuff. So probably will be doing a little bit more R5 before I start actually going into Giants, because I don't use any runes towards Ray or Blade, Fate or anything like that. And for that reason, spamming a lot of Giants right now will not improve this team at all. So yeah, that's just pretty much what I've been doing. Might you ask, Dragons, are you running any Dragons? Well, to be honest, any new account, I don't recommend you to run Dragons anytime early. Sure, it's like, oh, but Fire Runes are so good, blah, blah, blah. Fire Runes is all PvP related. You're not gonna need, especially on like if you're running a Lucifer account like I am, you're not going to be needing any Fire Runes anytime soon. Sure, you can run this. I can let it run for a run. It does work. It does actually work pretty nice, except for the mid-boss once again. Killing the mid-boss is the difficult part, because also here... Oh, wait, then I have to actually upgrade the Lucifer once again to do proper damage. Or not the Lucifer, the Julie to do proper damage. But yeah, as you can see here, mid-boss is definitely a bit wonky where that could die and then everything kind of goes to shit. It still works out most of the time, but like I said, it's not really optimized for it, and it would also be better if you have the skill to in that wave, so it would actually be a little bit better and stuff. But yeah, does this probably still work? It does still work if the Julie dies, actually. If other things die, then it gets a little bit more tricky. So, but once again, would I recommend to farm this? No, not at all. I wouldn't farm on Dragons at all until like quite a bit later. You don't need to farm Dragons. Would I say that this is a recommended team to farm Dragons? Yeah, I would say so. I would say that placing the Varamos for a unit that actually does more damage like a Shaman or a Lin, yeah, probably would say so. This, because it's that slow of running it, it is still pretty nice to do it this way. And it has like it's nice for the cleanses and stuff. Like if you don't do too much damage, then this is definitely the way to go. But I wouldn't recommend this for anyone that's more endgame. But to be honest, I would say Dragons, it's nice to farm early. And apparently this unit decided to go absolute crap state. But as you can see, we can probably still even make it, even if you the Lauren just went full on crap state in this one. But it is possible, but once again, it's not recommended to run this. You don't need any runes from this at all at the start. Until you start doing Siege, which is definitely quite a bit later, you're not gonna need any fire runes whatsoever, like for anything. Trust me on that one. So let's actually see. We do push back over here. We do the wrong skill over there. Do we get another skill in? We do get another skill in, and then it's done. So is this fast? No, it's not fast at all. Does it work? Yes, it does work. Would I recommend to farm it? No, I don't. So the fastest run was like 119, which is definitely not fast. I did that faster on an account that did that in like 2 days. I was completely focused on dragons. But you don't need dragon runes early. You just need to get good swift runes, fatal runes, blade runes, get good will runes. Will runes are actually more important than a lot of people give it credit for. So will runes, rage runes, those are definitely important. I will definitely be looking at making a necro team later on, but it's going to be the most typical team with an Astar. I already have an Astar on this account, so... And I think Astar is like insanely good right now with getting a tech buff. But like I mentioned, I did change up the R5 team a little bit. And the R5 team is where you move in front of you right now. That will always give slower runs. But it is as steady, it works the same way, it has the same consistency rate of winning. It just works a little bit different. Where we first have the Colleen move. After the Colleen we have the Lauren, of course, move. Then we have the... Lucifer move, and then we have the Baal move. So it's just in a slight bit different order. It gives more chance towards the other teams to actually do enough damage to get enough hits in. But it might also get to the point where some of the units that could have saved the skill for the second rotation already wasted their skill in the first rotation. So for that part, it's a little bit less good. Lucifer survives that by the sliver of health. It might be that if I want to run this properly, I would have to put Lucifer artifacts towards HP on those just to make it a little bit safe. Because I think Lucifer might die, but I've been running this for quite a while and I had like one fail in like, I don't know how many runs. So it's probably not that much of an issue, even if he does die. But the runs are going to be like 31 seconds to like 38 seconds. It's definitely going to be slower than where you have Lucifer move in front. Or the best part would actually be the moment that you have all of your teams properly on will, where you use an Ikaru and you use a Freya and you use all of those kind of good units. And then you throw the Lucifer into a team with, for example, one of the team up teams. And then you just put on the Baal side, you put a Elsharian here or any other lead that is useful. And you take away the Lucifer completely from this team. But currently I haven't farmed that much Giant, so I don't really have that crazy of fight runes. So I don't really have the rune quality yet to make that work. Even though I did farm quite a bit of artifacts, and that's actually a funny thing. I have been farming quite a bit of artifacts. I haven't been farming artifacts on PC 10 or like PC Abyss Heart and SF Abyss Heart, but I did it on the 10. And I would say the drop rate on the 10s are still good enough to actually get like a few decent artifacts in, because you just need a few decent artifacts. And sure, it will take you a bit of time. This was my team for SF. I did it before with the Teshar. But the moment I got the Astar, it was better with the Astar. So those are definitely the options that you could do. These teams, it's just turn order. This one was fast. It was on a slot 2 with speed. And then it was the Lauren moving, then the friend moving, and then just these two moving. And the Astar is also not that crazy on stats at all. The team that I use for Punisher script, I ran this a little bit less. It wasn't as great. I didn't use this one. I tried it with that one, but it wasn't as great. But this was the team that I was running over there with you moving first, then the Raoak, then the other three with Vert moving at the end. And you were on a different build. Plus, there was actually one funny thing. I actually got a best artifact on this account that I would say is probably better than any artifact on my main. For a very specific thing. Which is pretty interesting, especially if you keep in mind I was farming B10s, not B12s, Abyss Heart. But look at this artifact. This is, what the fuck is this shit even, man? It is 4, that's max, 5, that's max, 24, that's 1 of max, and then I rolled this one like 1 or 2 times to get like crit damage max or whatever, and it rolled a 6 on attack, which is also max. I'm like, what the actual fuck is this artifact? It is not something like, it would be nice for a Lucian against some light units or for a Sonya against some light units. It's not really something that I'm super salty about that is not on my main account, because On light, it's kind of weird-ish. If this was wind on water, I would have been like, damn. But yeah, that's like literally one of the very few legendary artifacts that I have on this account. Or, well, I have a few, but it's really not that much at all. No, it's literally these two over there. And then these are all the legendary artifacts I have over here. And one of them is just straight on quad rolled, near max rolled. Like, oh wait, I have another. This is also quad roll, but this is the lowest quad roll alive, bro. What the fuck? This is the opposite of this. What the fuck is this quad roll? 16 on a quad roll? You can literally do that in 2 rolls, bro. What the? Why do I have 2 quad rolls on this account already? So yeah, I would say, would you say like, oh, boosted luck on new account? Well, I would say this account for net 5 luck has been pretty bad. I can show you which net 5s I've pulled so far. I think there are a few both. Yeah, the 2. I got both of the hackers. I got the Abellio. I used this one for TOA. It's actually a very nice unit for TOA. Then I pulled a Zibala, a Chow, and this thing. So those are the only net 5s that I pulled so far. Nothing too crazy or anything useful. I would say just the Blood Just kind of useful. So what are the next things that we are doing on this account? So it's going to be upgrading this team. Hopefully pulling a Luna or a Shaman, because with that and better rune quality, mainly better rune quality, which I would have to see if I'm starting to put fight runes away and put extra other runes, because this is just by the sliver of health. Or just to get more grinds in, I'm not entirely sure yet, because that's still a pretty big gap of damage that I have to overcome, where, yeah, I'm not too sure if I can make that a lot faster. But if this team would run fully, it would be like a 25-second team, which is in the end the aim for. But with the sliver of health, I just need a little bit more damage on the Lucifer. Might you ask, like, oh, just remove the fight runes from the Lucifer and put fatal runes. Ain't gonna work, because my fight runes are literally the best runes I have on this account. Because I didn't do all too much farming for anything else than just the event. And all of the runes that I have are from the event. Were I to put no will runes? No, I actually checked that as well. These are like the will with these will runes are actually good enough that those are not easy to replace as well. Or those are just non-replaceable. I could probably add in like more crit damage here, more crit damage there, and try to get grinds on this attack. If I can grind this to attack or this to flat attack, which I would remove for it, then those would be definitely upgrades where I would be able to clear it with, and then you could see the speed going up quite a bunch. So I'll definitely be making a video the moment I have those runes, but currently don't have those yet. Is this ever going wrong when this goes all bad? No, this Giants team is pretty stable. So yeah, that's currently my team out there. That's the thing that I'm working on. But I'm also pretty close to getting my end goal, which is pretty much getting fast teams on all of the dungeons on this account. And then this account will go back to its owner for him to play on. And then every now and then, the moment he has like a cool arena team, or he gets a certain rank or a certain whatever, then I'll be continuing making videos on that. That's the cool thing about this account, because a lot of the accounts in the past, I made an account and at some point I just don't have the time, or I don't want to play on that account anymore because the progression is at some point just getting a lot slower. But this account will still be played on, so you will definitely still see progression from it from time to time. But this is as far as it is for right now. And we have about 10 days left on the event. And for that reason, I will have to switch out that Teshar towards a Leo. So for that reason, already trying to work without it. I am closing on skilling up this one. I will also get the skill ups back from this thing, so I can actually throw those skill ups over here. I have been thinking about making a Gerald, because we do have the Gerald right now from the coins thing, which might also be an interesting unit. Wait, ancient coins, monster pieces, this thing. So I could get this unit pretty soon. I actually missed just 20. The only thing is I would have to full skill it up. Plus, this unit is technically worse than a lot of the other units out there. So I'm not 100% sure if I actually want to use that unit as the final one to actually clear the stage, and then also having to skill that up and all of that yada yada kind of stuff. His face looks a little bit strange-ish, but the animations of this one actually does look a lot better. So for that reason, it might actually be cool to just go for this. Yeah, it would also be a good unit for dragons, but this skill definitely does very good damage on the boss, so it might be interesting one to get that for the boss. Too bad the event wasn't there, or the account wasn't there for the event to get this one, nor was it there for the timing of the Luna. So if I had a Luna over here, Luna in this position would be very good, because in the end, Luna does have perfect AI. If Luna does a perfect AI S3 at that moment, it definitely looks a lot better than what it is looking for right now. So, bunch of things to work on. Guys, thanks a lot for watching this video, and see you as always in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab, which has the dungeon guide archive and the video guide archive, which contains all of the guides that you need. Hope to see you there.